Let's say a very, very good morning to 2005 Champions League winning midfielder Didi Hamann. Didi, a very good morning.
Good morning, Didi.
Morning, Alan. Morning, Gabby.
Sounded great atmosphere. I've watched a bit of the highlights, Didi, but I was watching City. But over down in Munich, by the way, it sounded noisy and they got the just rewards.
Yeah, it doesn't get noisy too often in that stadium, but obviously for the big nights, the fans are there. The game wasn't as exciting or as good, I'd say, as the City Real Madrid game. But yeah, Bayern Munich well in control. Arsenal had 15 good minutes. At the Emirates, the equaliser changed the whole complexion of the game. And yesterday, it was pretty much a no-show from Arsenal. Very disappointing for the league leaders up until a week ago. In the second half, I think they had one shot towards the end. Odegaard with his right foot misses on the near post. Yeah, hugely disappointing. And Bayern Munich, you've got to say, over the two legs, well in control.
People are beginning to question Mikel now, Didi, and saying, look, he's, you know, I don't like the word butler, but I'm beginning to hear a lot of people saying on the big nights, Arsenal fall short. Is it time for change, Didi?
Well, you've got to question whether this team, I know it's a very young team, whether they are capable of winning a big title. And I think they've got a very good defence. I'm not sure about the keeper. I don't think you win a big trophy with a goalkeeper. It doesn't fill me with confidence. I think his mistake coming 40 yards off his line in the first leg changed the whole tie. And then obviously they brought Rice in, they brought Havertz in. I don't think they improved on last season. You know, Xhaka went to Leverkusen. He's having a brilliant season. And also, you know, if I look at Declan Rice, people tell me he's the best midfielder or best central midfielder in Europe. I'm yet to see.
Didi, I looked at the game yesterday because I watched both games, and I'm watching Musiala in the middle. Like, he's some player, isn't he? I mean, like you said about Declan Rice, I thought he ran round Declan Rice with ease yesterday.
Yeah, he's a brilliant player. He's obviously very good one-against-one. The tighter the spaces, the better he is. He's very hard to get off the ball. But they were just streetwise yesterday. They weren't brilliant Bayern over the two legs, but what they did, they had resilience, they had willpower, they defended their goal well. And when they needed to, you know, they took their chances. And don't forget, in Davis, Gnabry, Coman, three key players missed as well. And this is a struggling side. So I said before the tie, if Arsenal don't beat them now, I don't think they'll ever beat them. And then you've got to say, even though the result says it was pretty tight, I think Bayern was by far the better side over the two legs. And I've got to say, Arsenal, I expected a whole lot more. And obviously they had a chance last season, got knocked out, I think, by Sporting. They were lucky against Porto to even get to the quarterfinal. Very disappointing.
By the way, Didi, where are you with Havertz? I'm not just blaming him, but is he a midfield player? Is he a false 10? Where's his best position?
Well, he's certainly not a centre forward. I think he's best when he's coming from behind and when he's making these late runs. Because the thing is, when you play without a centre forward, and he clearly isn't, Gabby would know better than me. If everybody comes towards the ball, it gets very congested, and even more so when you play against a team that's sitting back like Bayern Munich in both legs. You know, and you see with Haaland, even though sometimes he doesn't really do an awful lot, you know, when the team has the ball, but he always occupies two defenders, and it obviously creates space for somebody else. And Arsenal just haven't got that. And when you get to a stage, 10 minutes, 15 minutes to go, there's nothing wrong with just throwing the ball in the box, but obviously there's nobody there to head it. And his best position, I think, is like an offensive midfielder. But playing without a centre forward, I think you've got to be technically, you've got to have an outstanding side. Barcelona had it. Arsenal is certainly not that good.
Didi, a lot of different football fans are, you know, laughing at Harry Kane, won't win a trophy this season, but you look at them qualifying now for the semi-final. If they get their players injured, Alphonso Davies, Gnabry, they could go all the way, couldn't they? Surely Bayern.
100%, yeah. He may win the big one, Harry,
exactly.
in his first season. Yeah, I think it's a 50-50 game against Madrid. I don't see a favourite in that tie. Whoever wins that tie is probably going in as favourite in the final. And yeah, he's done well in the league. He missed a few chances, you've got to say, after Christmas. But in the two games, he played his part. The team showed their credentials. You know, they've got a huge pedigree in their competition. And they just believe whenever they get to that stage. And I think that was missing with Arsenal. I think Arsenal, when it gets to the big stage, they don't believe they belong there. With Bayern is the opposite. Every time they go in a quarter-final, a semi-final, I think to beat them is probably, you've got more chance beating them in the last 16 or the quarter-final than in the semis. Because once they get to the stage, they don't make many mistakes. And they're there. They've got a chance. It was a very up and down season, as he said, but they still have the chance to win a big one now.
Didi, nice to talk again.
Thank you.
Enjoy the semi-finals. Thank you, Didi.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.